Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Dune Sea, a show all about that galaxy far, far away and beyond. My name's Seth.
And I'm Konnor. Man, this is interesting.
Come on, baby, hold together. Please just hold together.
Just have to give a massive shout out to all of you guys in the chat. I noticed that I don't think anybody left this chat in the half hour it took us with all these technical difficulties. So for those of you in the live stream, thank you so much. For those of you who are listening on Spotify in the future, you're not going to get on any of this because you got this right away. So yeah, but my goodness, did we have some technical difficulties? Yeah. Tales from Tashi Station says I sound exhausted. I am. I've been running 5 minutes before stream.
Be honest, what'd you do?
I tripped over a cord, okay? And I don't know why, but oh my, everything went offline. Everything.
It's true. It is very, very true.
Like not even the thing I tripped over. Like that obviously went down.
Well, yeah. And then you had to start soldering things.
Yeah, right? I started soldering this stuff together and oh my gosh, what in the world?
And I was sitting there. I was humming the Mission Impossible theme.
Yeah, Seth is holding down the fort. But my goodness, so I am so sorry, guys, that we are so late. Once again, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. Wow, that was crazy. Unfortunately, we got this angle again because that's what I tripped over. I got this fixed. It looks so good.
Yeah, we had like a really, really solid looking thing, and then
now there's this.
Yes.
But hey, I mean, we had to.
Yeah. Yes. Aladdin, Prince of Thieves is playing in the background. Or King of Thieves. Yeah. Sorry. King of Thieves. Because that makes Aladdin a prince. Isn't that wild? It like retroactives. He could have married Jasmine in the first one.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here to talk about Skeleton Crew.
I'm just throwing it out there.
If you could believe it. This is a Skeleton Crew episode. We're talking about episode 4. Can't say I remember Noad-Aden.
I didn't know if you were okay, fine. Can't say I know anything about Noad-Aden or remember anything about Noad-Aden.
Which, recenter myself. Okay.
Good episode. The lighting on Seth looks really hot.
Does it? Don't tell me this, Tails. Or are you just
saying that? I think I look the same. You're going to give him a stroke. Stop it.
I'm just
at this point, gosh,
Seth's just gonna be hot. I don't know what to tell you, Tails.
Gosh, I think I look okay.
He's like,
I'll admit.
I'm looking now. Okay, now you got me self-conscious here, Tails. Now I gotta watch. There we go. Okay, no, he looks fine. Get out of here. Okay, episode 4 of Skeleton Crew. My goodness, it was pretty good, right?
Yeah, no, it was super solid. I was going to say, I'll admit, it's not my favorite episode of the bunch, but I'm not going to say it's a bad episode. This ain't season 1 of Mando, episode 5.
So it's not that bad.
Huh? No, it's not that bad.
Well, 1 minute review. You already started it. Finish it off.
Okay, so overall, I did enjoy it. I think that it is it's neat that they answered a couple things, but then like in true like mystery box fashion, they just made a bunch more questions. And I think that like I'm trying to think of how I want to say it because I feel like that the mystery of SM33 being on there might be more interesting than what's going on at Aten itself anyway.
I actually agree. Yeah.
So I really like that we've got 2 kind of like coinciding mysteries that are going on at once. So I'm also really, really digging the formula that like, so that we've got this overarching mystery, but now with like the kids hopping around from planet to planet, we can have these little kind of like mystery of the week adventures going too. Yes.
Yeah. Agree. Yeah. Mm-hmm. For me, 1 minute review. I agree with you. Probably my least favorite, but that's just because one had to be in last place. They've all been pretty solid. I love the character growth we're getting from the kids in particular. I thought Jod had just a little bit, but just enough.
Yeah. He wasn't really featured in this episode though.
No, not really. He kind of took a backseat to let Neel, shine.
Exactly.
This interesting kind of answers we're getting to what Aten is in contrast to Ad Akron. Yeah. I think Ad Akron, right? Mm-hmm. That's really interesting. The factions that are going on there. The production, once again, fantastic.
I will say, did you feel like you were in the volume in this episode. There was a couple shots that I was like, that does look like the volume, as opposed to, I haven't noticed it, except maybe when they were like in the suburbs in a couple shots.
Okay.
But some of the wide shots here, I could like kind of see the volume, if you will.
I'm not a good person to ask this because I never had a problem. I've never been able to see that.
I was going to say, I don't have a problem with it. It's just that sometimes I feel like where it's like, that does kind of feel like a volume shot. And in this episode, I saw a few more of them than normal. Yeah.
Gotcha. Didn't bother me. But then again, it's never bothered me. I've never really been able to see that like other people see it.
Yeah.
I thought the production, as far as the directing and editing, really, I mean, like all these episodes, really
stellar. The comedy with the editing, hilarious.
Fantastic. I agree. So yeah, that's kind of my 1 minute review, and a transitioning, I guess, into production, because that's the first thing we want to talk about, right?
Hey, I just want to say, thanks for not jumping all over me right there and calling me a hater. That like, I think you may have grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you said it was,
well, guess they're in the volume. Seth's a hater. He hates all of it. Yeah.
Well, now that you mention it,
maybe I am.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I've never cared about the volume, just like I don't care about Space House, Seth. So maybe you are just a hater.
Maybe I am.
You brought this up, not me.
I thought that there was some growth there.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Catching up with the chat for just a bit, because my goodness, you guys, I did see at the beginning, Michael Kramer.
You knocked that off.
Here's an early Christmas gift for the boys on AT-AT, and thank you for always making my day better whenever I'm having a rough one. Stops picking on Seth. I tried, but he just brought it up. I had to a little bit. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you.
Seriously. And this doesn't get said a lot, but like it makes my day when I hear that you that we make your guys' day. Like that just blows my mind that we're just over here being dorks and like the Falcons breaking left and right and trying to do the best that we can. And again, like that's incredible. It's why we do it. It's big reason why I do it. It's just like, that's like very humbling, guys. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate that. And I can't say this enough this episode, but the fact that you all stayed here for the half hour it took to get this show going really means the world to us. So thank you, Michael. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Duel the Kate says, please tell me Seth saw the support in the chat. Space Al.
Yeah, I saw. To bring it up one final time. I think that this is the thing. All right. I think I got it nailed down. Is it reminded me a lot of the D&D movie? Where it's just like
owlbear,
or like owlbear, or like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where we're just mixing animals together. That's why Bosco, you don't know this, but Bosco's so important in Avatar because he's just a bear. Just a bear. Nothing special. Not like a turtle duck or anything like that. Just a bear.
A turtle duck.
Yeah, in Avatar, all the animals are mishmashed. Kind of like how Kim was kind of like a cat mixed with an owl.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So real quick, let's see. We gave our 1 minute reviews for episode 4 of Skeleton Crew. I'm going to bring up your guys' opinions here. I put up a poll on YouTube. How are we feeling about Skeleton Crew episode 4? 50% said awesome.
That's what I like to hear.
And then another 34. That's again, we've been right at that 75% of liking the episode, which is really, really neat.
Yeah.
So I really love to see that. Only 8%, or what does I say? 6% and 10% on okay and thumbs down.
Yeah.
It's just nice to see everybody at home
digging on it
on the same page.
Unprecedented.
I know,
at least for our show.
Yeah.
Because like
it's been a while.
We did Ahsoka and like people were kind of high on it, but then it kind of fell off. And then like Acolyte was
we don't need to talk about it.
I was about to say it's need to be an uncharted territory.
Yeah.
Uncharted waters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
real quick, man, I am sorry for being so scrambled. I was going to say this at the beginning. Duel the Kate says it's tonight's special announcement that Konnor is finally going to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. No. But stick around to the community spotlight because we do have a really special announcement to make today that you're definitely not going to want to miss. There's going to be it's fun. We'll just tease it up here at the top. So, okay, let's get back into the discussion here. A couple comments, by the way, on that YouTube post that I wanted to shout out.
Let's get doomed to business.
Couple comments. This show is actually pretty good from Skylar Arsenaut 3443. HT Verlog. I enjoyed it a lot. It's getting close to becoming my favorite Star Wars show. Right now, it's only surpassed by the first season of The Mandalorian.
Wow.
Which I think is pretty cool. Again, it's great to see the community all, rallying behind this, which is really great. So
hey, we gotta give a shout out.
I know, I just saw. And again, this is another thing on my agenda here, but because I've been so scrambled. Yes, tomorrow is Michael Kramer's birthday. Happy early birthday, my friend.
A round of applause.
Congrats for making it another cycle.
Around the sun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great stuff. So everybody wish Michael _Kramer98 a happy birthday in the chat and in the comments.
The happiest of birthdays.
Yes. So continuing on, we've been talking a little bit about the production, and I completely agree. And I want to really highlight the comedic editing. We've talked about this now a couple times the last few weeks, but this week I thought really shined with 2 moments in particular. And that was the first one when you have the leader of the Droids, right?
Yes.
He's kind of chung, chung, chung with his staff, and then that cuts directly into the peg leg.
Yep, SM33's peg leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really fun. I guess that's not so much of a comedic cut. It's just, it's what you'd call like a match cut. It's just really,
but also creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff. But the real shiner here was when Jod, which terrific writing and performance. It just felt so different, I guess. It didn't feel quippy.
Well, but know what it felt like? It felt like Han in episode 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
I get that.
Han's kind of funny in episode 4, but like at the same time, it comes off very genuine. Like he's not the funny guy. He's just like, he's that sarcastic. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're referring to Jod, of course, when he's there in front of all the, what is the other faction called? Forgive me. I didn't write it down. It starts with an H, but the bad guys on Ad Akron.
The bad guys.
Yeah. So he is talking to them and he's like, you know what, just shoot me, and kneels down. And then it cuts to the kids firing their weapons there in the training area over the Droids. Yes. I love that kind of stuff. It just, it shows that they're using their time really effectively and things are really thought out in this show, which, hey, I appreciate that. I love that kind of stuff. So let's get into, I guess, those factions, because this is kind of interesting. Ad Akron as a whole, I guess. Yeah. What'd you think about that?
Okay. So I kind of I made a VIN diagram at work this week about the new planet and then Ad Aten. So it's Ad Akron and Ad Aten. Right? Yeah. Okay. I put new planet and their planet.
Okay. Gotcha.
So on at Akron, we have, did you notice there's no droids?
I saw that. You sent me your notes and I saw that and I did not notice, but that is interesting.
Yeah. While on their planet, they have certain aliens like Neel. And then they also have the droids that like the security droids and the Star Tourist droids. Okay. Then at Akron, they have wildlife on it. That's like their main chief resource, basically the pelts.
Oh, because they have pelts.
Yeah. Yeah. So they do have currency of some sort, and they were willing to take the Old Republic currency still, because Jod traded the currency for them. So that's got to mean something, right?
Man, you got my wheels turning here a little bit. I did not think about the no droids, because my going theory is that the supervisor is like is an AI, a rogue AI. And it makes sense if he on Ad Aten is sort of controlling everything, sort of like a hive mind, if you will, all the Star Tours droid, the security droids and stuff. So it definitely makes sense that in this planet where there is no supervisor anymore, that there are no droids either. Yeah. I really like that. And great point about the pelts being used as currency. I found that curious. I was like, what does this mean? I guess I didn't think about it that much, but I think you're right. It's like they've run out of whatever this currency is, because I still think you may be onto something with it Aten being a mint. Yeah. So maybe they all were trying to produce the same purpose, but they don't have any money there.
And it's interesting that they have the wildlife and pelts, but then on Ad Aten we did see a few pets walking around, but we didn't really see any other wildlife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So at Akron, they trade pelts. At Aten, we know that stuff leaves the planet for currency. Like we were kind of theorizing that maybe it's a mine.
Yes.
So there is at least some trade happening even on Ad Akron. Okay. Then I think it's interesting that, or Ad Aten, sorry. I think it's interesting that Ad Aten also looks like 80s America. Okay. And then I thought that Ad Akron kind of looked like 80s, Eastern Europe. That was still kind of war torn. Basically,
it almost looked a little like Chernobyl.
Yeah, exactly.
Some sort of nuclear
Yeah.
something happened. I speculated orbital bombardment in our quick review earlier this week.
Yeah.
I still think that could be the case. But let's get kind of down before we give more of our theories on sort of the planets and the jewel planets, because there's a lot to chew on there. These two factions I thought were really interesting.
Because they didn't seem too different, did they?
Well, we really don't learn about the bad guy ones. I forgive me again, they start with an H. But was I the only one? I found the leader of the Droids to be kind of a creep.
Yeah. He was like Stromboli. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, from Pinocchio?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's like specifically like, hey, we let the kids fight. He was way too into that. Like, I don't know. It just, he gave me weird vibes.
It may have also been too that he was just like, make the outsiders do it. If they die, it's not that big a deal.
He had a quote though, right? Where he said something about like the kids.
Oh yeah.
If
you're raised here, like you're raised a fighter, basically. Yeah.
Now I get that for sure. The part of this could be, I was trying to find the right words, that the Droids just don't have a lot of manpower.
Yeah.
So they use what they can, and they have some kids there, right?
Yeah.
But I don't, just the emphasis on him wanting to use child labor, I found very bizarre and kind of creepy.
But I mean, unfortunately, if that's your resource, many hands.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I did think it was interesting that they mentioned that they have trade with the outside world. Right?
Yes.
And so that means that's probably where they're getting these Imperial helmets, because we see a couple of them with like mud trooper helmets. So they've had communication with at least somebody who has defeated the Empire. They have, souvenirs and things like that.
I would have to venture a guess that like local warlords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think that this planet probably has nothing of value. So it's just sort of abandoned.
Except the pelts.
Yeah. Which, let's be real, probably nobody cares about outside of at Akron.
Yeah.
So just interesting that I think we have a lot to think about when it comes to these two factions, what they mean thematically for the rest of the story. Or are they just a backdrop for Neel to have his moment? Because that's kind of my next thing. Neel and a lot of the other kids in particular get really great character movement.
We learned Neel's a lover, not a fighter.
We sure did.
Yeah.
Who would have thought he had that blue elephant RIZZ going on, right?
He's the Rizzler.
I know, it's crazy. He could be that under that mask. We don't know. We don't know. But no, I just liked his arc with, you have this girl who is kind of taking Neel under her wing, and that's all she has known is fighting. And Neel is very much a polar opposite to her. And so they both get to kind of teach each other a little bit. Like, and Neel gains his courage because of her at the end.
He did.
You've been saying for a while.
We thought that Neel would find his courage.
Yes. And luckily we get to see that moment. And then also I think that the girl gets to see a little bit of what it's like not to fight and take some of those lessons to heart.
Which, is that not the lesson of Star Wars?
Yeah. To throw down your weapon.
Exactly.
Yeah. But also,
there are alternatives to fighting.
Exactly. We found out that Neel was trained by Obi-Wan Kenobi this episode.
Yes.
But also, sometimes you do have to pick up your sword when appropriate. And that's kind of the message of being a Jedi, is when to know when to pick up your sword and when to put it down. And not that this show is really about Jedis per se, but that sort of permeates into the Star Wars DNA, I think.
Definitely.
So I really loved seeing Neel get a highlight here. I mean, he's my boy. Yeah. What can I say? Look at this guy. Look at him. I mean, just look at him. That's all you need. Right?
Epic.
Yeah. Here, I know you're itching. You're itching to hang on to it.
Hang on to Neel.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So bashful.
Yeah, he is, right?
Yeah.
But he really did. I mean, I know that there's the meme, but I really do like this character. And I think he got a lot to shine here. So hashtag Neel Nation, guys. Hashtag, hey, in the chat, hashtag Neel Nation. We love ourselves some Neel. But he's not the only kid who got to shine a little bit this episode.
Is true. I felt like all of them kind of got a little moment to shine. Yeah.
I thought
maybe not KB.
Yeah, she gets her brief little moment when she's talking about fixing SM33, but that's really all she gets. She got more last episode. She was kind of got a lot of moments last episode. Yeah. But this episode, I thought one of the major highlights was when Fern and Wim get to have their moment together right after we hear SM33 say his line that he says over and over again. Yeah. Can't say I heard a no atin. And then Fern, the actress, really does a great job here with like the tears, and it felt very believable. It felt like actual kids, not adults writing for kids, if that makes sense.
No, I totally agree. And I was curious, if you were stuck in that situation, did you think about what you would do?
Like if I was...
So say you're in that situation right now.
Explain the situation. Walk me through
Okay,
it.
so you are on a giant star map where you want to go home, but home is ripped apart. What are you going to do?
Like as an adult?
Like what would Konnor do?
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I think that, and this is where I think the show is going, I think you go to one of the other coordinates because they're going to have another supervisor tower.
Perfect. Okay. It's exactly like, that's kind of what I was reasoning through. That I'm like, okay, how long is it going to take them to like realize, just go to a different, a system close and then work from there? Because there's got to be another tower somewhere.
Exactly. Then that's my thought. I did think that's interesting because like we're adults, we can
reason through things. But John's
logic.
there. So that's why I'm kind of wondering if maybe he will do that.
That's a great point. But I do like how these kids, they reason through it like kids, like, oh, hope is lost. They have this one chance and now they don't have that chance anymore. And now, they're just having their moment, right?
Got 7 other tries, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. That's where we're headed in the next few episodes. We're going to be going to some of these other jewel planets and we're going to see, I think, more hints. I think by omission, we're going to see why Ad-Aten is special because we're going to see the next planet and it's going to be wildly different than Ad-Akron. And I think we're going to go through a few planets before we finally get the one. Yeah. And if I had to really theory craft and just put something out there, my guess is we're going to get to one where they're all going to be removed, I bet. But one, it's been removed before anybody else got there and somebody has it. Somebody on that planet
has over it.
Has the pillar. I mean, so that pillar, like maybe they cut out a little square with the coordinates on it. Yeah. And that's like their treasure. They have it somewhere and then they need to go find that. And maybe that's a race between Captain Brutus and the crew. Yeah.
Because they've got to be able to come up and find them at some point, you would think. And so I don't, maybe hyperspace tracking. I'm not 100% sure how they're going to be able to find, because the kids had to go to Kim to have the narrow list of things.
Well, I think this is maybe where Jod betrays the gang.
You think so?
Maybe they offer him because that's Jod's old crew, Captain Silvo's old crew.
Yeah.
Maybe they make a deal there, but then that's when his heart grows 3 sizes that day. Yeah. Is when he gives them up. Yeah. I think this all ends on Ad-Aten between
definitely.
Like, the Onyx Cinder returns, but also you have Captain Brutus and gang. Yeah. I'm going to throw something kind of crazy out there. Okay. This is something I thought of. Is SM33, I know he's part of the Onyx Cinder. Was he originally part of that crew that Captain Brutus is a part of?
I had wondered that, but like he seems like super old, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I wonder, I guess, I don't know. Now that I just said that out loud, they saw SM33 on Port Borgo. So I guess if anybody recognized him, they would recognize him.
Exactly.
So maybe not.
I like this right here, Peter. I saw that comment.
Peter Weedman?
That's really, because that crossed my mind too. Did they go to all the towers and wreck all of them? Which I'm like, okay, that's going to really put them in a box. I hope that they didn't do that.
That's why I'm saying I think that on one of these planets, somebody's already cut it out. Yeah. Right. And like that's their treasure. And they have to go find that because I think that, they've set this up now. It's the only way they're going to find Ad-Aten at this point. Yes. Unless it's buried deep within SM33's brain. I mean, I guess that's another thing. It is in his brain. It's got to be.
And what made me think about digging around in Droids' brains? Be pretty cool if
just move your left shoulder a little bit
like that.
He's back there.
He is. Hey.
He's back there. We do know one prominent Anzellan droid fixer, droid mechanic out there.
How awesome would that be if Babu Frick showed up and he fixed SM33? Yeah. Would you be all right with that?
I'd be cool with it.
I think
that's a goofy little cameo. I'd be down.
But I think but it makes sense for the story. Yeah. I'd be so down for that. I know it's not going to happen because I know KB's going to fix him. Because she's going to need something to do.
Oh, that's a great point.
Yes. Yeah. KB, because she already said, she was like, it's only $1 million, whatever. And it's like, she didn't seem like she was too distressed by that. Yeah. Fern was because of the number, but KB's not Fern.
So do we think then, and this is a question to the chat as well, is the answer going to be on one of the other jewel planets or is it going to be within the recesses of SM33's mind? Because that takes us in 2 very different directions going forward.
I assume that in the meantime, because I bet they'll go to another planet. And in the meantime, KB is going to be working on SM33. So it'll be like a dual. Okay. Yeah. Dual storylines.
Sure. Yes. Sure. I'm down with that. Yeah. I'm down with that. Let's check in with you guys here for just a moment. We have, thank you so much from Divided Skywalker, the $5 super chat. Got my first ever Hasbro box today. I got the John Nana Wood figure. Ooh. Hey, I think those Skeleton Crew figures are pretty good. Yeah. So great choice.
I'm hoping that they do another, like a variant of him with his helmet.
That Captain Silvo.
Yes.
I would like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Hasbro loves their repaints.
Yes.
Schecter94, hashtag Babu Frick forever. Right. I really like the naming from Baroness. I really like the naming convention of all the at something. Yes, I think that I wonder if that means something too, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really look that far into it, but
so the other thing I did want, I'll wait till you're done checking in with chat.
I wanted to say from Tales from Tashi Station, do we think Jod is the original captain? I don't think so, only because it would be the Onyx Cinder is so old.
Yeah, and
I don't think that would be
I think
possible.
too that the line in like episode 2 when he's all like, you're flying in that thing, I think it's supposed to be kind of like a Leia to Han, where it's just like the Onyx Cinder's kind of a piece of junk.
Yes, for sure. Yeah,
not that he's seen it before.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. From wrong one. The Mithnicroft all-terrain
for at.
Yeah.
Hey, when you say at-atten, it reminds me of at.
I know, and everybody's made that joke, right?
Yes.
It's like, hey, we finally know the correct pronunciation of at. No, it's AT, guys.
And to me, it'll always be AT.
Yeah, me
because you
too.
don't go at.
for the ATSD.
Yes.
From Albo, I think it's going to be in SM's mind. The show is very much like the movie's Treasure Planet. Yes.
I wanted to bring up, which that is a nice. So I didn't know the story of Treasure Island. So I watched Muppet Treasure Island last week with some friends. And the opening scene reminded me of this a lot, where you let the droid see it, you kill everybody else. Just like the opening where they dig up all the treasure, then they shoot everybody. So then no one knows where the treasure is going to be at, except like just because Billy Bones knows. And then, and then, right. The captain knows too, right? I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, the captain knows. Yes.
Yeah.
And here's another crazy thought I'm going to throw out at you.
Okay.
I'm just kind of sussing through these in real time.
No, you're fine.
What if the supervisor was the original captain of the Onyx Cinder and SM33 was the supervisor's right-hand droid? So then you proposed a theory. Hold on, let me walk through this.
Okay.
You proposed a theory on our reaction video that this was kind of like the High Evolutionary from Guardians of the Galaxy 3. To catch you guys up at home, in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the High Evolutionary is creating a counter Earth.
Yeah.
Right? And that's
like
basically
a perfect version.
Yeah, it's like a perfect Earth with like select amount of races and things like that. And it keeps failing and has to destroy the planet and move on. So you propose that could be what's happening with the at planets, the jewels of the Old Republic, right? I did see a comment that sort of refuted this, or not refuted, but as a point against that theory. In the supervisor's tower on Ad Akron, all of the planets have their coordinates, meaning they were all created at the same time, presumably.
Gotcha.
So it can't be a counter Earth situation where like, okay, this failed level, move on, because they're all there, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
But I still think it's possible that
he could have been doing them multiple or all at the same time.
Did them at the same time. And I find the idea interesting that, I find it interesting that the supervisor could be this ultimate pirate captain of the Onyx Cinder. And okay, this isn't working out on Ad Akron. The people are turning on us. We got to go.
Yeah.
The last place we can go now is Ad Atten. Wipe the slate clean, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a little far out there. I don't know if that's the case, but I agree with you that the mystery of SM33 is almost more interesting than the mystery of the jewel planets themselves.
Yeah.
So any thoughts on that?
It would be weird that so what? They go to Ad Atten and then things go south even there because everybody on the Onyx Cinder killed each other, it looked like. Yeah. And then have been there for a very, very long time.
And then, that could be just the supervisor got out and, took over the planet again.
Yeah. And then what? Everybody just keeps doing their thing on there?
Yeah, maybe.
And then the ship gets covered and that's it?
Yeah, I don't know where it would go from there. I guess if let's run with it, that it's the supervisor was the captain. He makes it out. SM33 closes it because that's where we find him. Yeah. Locks everybody in essentially. Yeah. And so the supervisor races up to his tower because assumably he's already founded the planet. Or maybe he takes over the planet. Maybe he's not the original supervisor. Yeah. Maybe he takes over the planet and he's like this pirate captain on top of his hoard of treasure. Actually, I don't know. This kind of maybe works because let's say that the supervisor created the planets. Yeah. And then the captain of the Onyx Cinder becomes the new supervisor when he gets there and basically walls off the planet to keep all the treasure for himself. Gotcha.
Maybe that has legs because we saw at Akron, we saw those satellite things. I'm sure that's the barrier.
Yeah.
At one point it did have a barrier. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could see too that like it wasn't sunny there. It was cloudy and everything. And I'm sure that that is a result of the fact that like the barrier's been broken and everything. That I don't know.
I know, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I think there's one more theory though. Like in this one, I have thought a little bit more about that I think is really likely for these jewel planets.
Okay.
What if the jewels of the Old Republic were like Fallout vaults? You thought about this? Are you familiar with the concept?
I know nothing about Fallout.
Let me catch you up to speed.
It's all right.
And you guys at home who may not know.
Pip-Boy. The smile.
You're on the right track.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to think of, not Big Daddy. That's
Bioshock.
That's Bioshock. What are the
power armor?
Power armor looks kind of like an old school Master Chief or a Space Marine.
Okay. You're on the right track. There you go. So to catch you guys up at home and to catch Seth up, basically in the Fallout universe, there is this company Vault Tech. This was before the nuclear catastrophe.
Pre-bottle caps.
Pre-bottle caps.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So this is they were creating these vaults. There's a whole lore here. So I'm just giving you the very surface level. Okay. They created vaults for people to go into to save themselves from nuclear fallout.
Okay.
With me so far?
Fallout, the name of the show. Okay.
Exactly. The thing is, these vaults were actually all experiments. So there, for however many vaults there were, every one of them was a social experiment to see what would survive later. So for example, there's one where there was like 99 women and 1 man. And how would that work? Think about that one. There's one where it's all kids, I think. Okay. So that's another thing. There's again, they all have a twist, and some of them are horrifying twists. Other ones are just like, they're more basic, like they're kind of random, right? Okay. That's the gist of it. Again, I could really go deep on Fallout here, but that's the idea. Like, for example, to give you a more detailed one, the one in Fallout 4, the experiment was putting everybody in cryostasis. So when you got put into the vault, you were put in cryostasis, and it was really just to do human experiments. That's all it was. Yeah. So my thought is that maybe the jewel planets, all 9 of them were, because you see all 9 of them in the supervisor's tower, right? Meaning they were all kind of created at the same time. Maybe they all had a little twist to see what would work. What would actually create results. Exactly. Yeah. So and we've already pointed out a few differences between Ad Akron and Ad Aten. Mm-hmm. I think the main one that's interesting is that the races are different. Yeah. And we pointed this out, I think, last episode, but there's a mural in episode 3, in episode 3, where all of the parents are sitting around in Fern's house, and you see this mural. It looks like kind of a founding myth thing. And you have a very specific amount of races. The only races that you actually see on Ad Aten, right? Yes. And on Ad Akron, you see some different ones. No, they're missing Neel, because that's what I'm saying. They're missing Neel. And so Peter Weidman just saw it at the corner of my eye. Great call. What makes it work, Neel? Unironically, maybe right? Like that. No, maybe Neel's like, I was going to say, maybe that's kind of like the compassion that the world needs. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's fascinating, the differences, I guess. So now we have to ask another question: is if the jewels of the Old Republic are like Fallout vaults, why? What's the supervisor doing? Because we have a lot of things now we have to connect. Treasure, jewels of the Old Republic, SM33, Fallout vaults. Who's the supervisor? All this stuff, right? Yeah. But we know too that this is Old Republic, old Republic. Yes. So this just predates everything. So maybe this was just someone messing around before the Star Wars, if you will. Yeah, I'm still on my theory. I think it's a giant hive mind. So when we first enter the supervisor's tower, they look up and there's this, it looks like a central cortex of some kind, right? Yes, it looked like a housing for, technology. Yeah, so my guess is that the supervisor was a hive mind AI that controlled all the planets simultaneously. So you're thinking kind of like WALL-E. Yeah, basically. Okay. And then the people rebelled for whatever reason. They got up to the supervisor tower and destroyed it. Yeah. And so now they're on their own, and the place basically gets leveled. It's destroyed, as Kim tells us, right? Yeah. So my guess is something similar happens on all the other jewel planets, except for Ad Aten, because there's some secret sauce there that's making it work. Well, it's either that or that's where the hive mind is actually housed. Oh, so that's the central planet? That's where that's just where it's hiding out.
because it's failed everywhere else. And it's like, okay, I will, this is it. If I fail here, I can't exist anymore.
That's a great call, that maybe At-Aten was always the center, and it was where like the central point of the hive mind.
The true jewel of the Republic.
Because we see in the trailer that like giant head in the treasure room.
Yeah.
What if that's sort of our supervisor right there?
Yeah. I'm still wondering if it's kind of like a Oz great and powerful kind of situation.
I'm thinking that's all the same, right?
Yeah.
Like just instead of a person, it's just an AI. But yes, of course, it's all like an Oz thing. Absolutely. That's where I think it's going.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I guess my main question is, regardless of this, now that we know that all of these jewel planets, exist simultaneously at one point, why the experiments? Why the 9 planets? What was the purpose behind them?
I don't know. And because what's At-Aten doing right now then?
Right. That's my thought.
Because what's it still doing?
Yeah.
Because they're doing something. Things are leaving the planet.
Yes.
There is some sort of resource here.
Do we know that?
Yeah, because the droids are like, blah, blah, blah. Ships can leave, but whatever ships. I
missed that. When did they say that?
Yeah, the droids say that when they're talking, when the parents are all talking. They say to, don't they say it to the dad? It's like,
no, they say
undesignated ships aren't supposed to be allowed to leave or whatever.
Yeah, I think
so. What's a designated ship?
It doesn't say that. It just says a ship. I'm pretty sure it just says like a ship left the barrier illegally or something like that.
Are you sure that like the droids don't say something about that when they first come up on him and he's all breathing hard and everything? He's like, a ship left. Guys, help us out here.
I still, even if that's the case, think that doesn't necessarily imply that ships could leave.
No, I'm just saying that like ships come and go, that there has to be some sort of resource.
Maybe
think
they're
so.
Self-sustaining. Maybe that's why it works.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because if any ship leaves At-Aten, I think that there's an implicit risk now that somebody's going to find it.
It's true.
So I don't think they can have trade.
Okay.
That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think so?
I feel like that there has to be a resource, because what's the point of it then? It's just sitting there?
Yeah. Well, they're self-sustaining. They're kind of sitting on their own hoard, right?
What hoard? A hoard of what?
We don't know. That's the point. But we know it's something, because that's what everybody wants it.
Yeah, exactly. That people keep saying that like there's treasure there.
Yeah.
What is the treasure? Friendship?
Neel.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think these are all interesting questions, but all I know for sure, at least what I'm going with, is that I think these are all sort of experiments, and that the supervisor is a hive mind AI that's kind of controlling everything. And we're going to get a big reveal when we get to the treasure. And I bet there's not really an actual treasure. It's going to be something different.
No, I completely agree that it's the treasure's not jewels and gold.
For sure.
Yeah.
So one of my final notes here is really, what's up with Jod? What do you see in there?
Just looking at the...
Here, we'll check in with the chat real quick.
I was going to say, I think that some of that looks interesting.
Got a jump from Tales from Tashi. Thanks for being here, buddy. Okay, it seems everyone on At-Aten does clerical work. Maybe there is a mass eldritch math trying to solve problems on the planet. That could be. The only one we don't know what Wim's dad does.
And he's an analyst, isn't he?
No, we don't know. He's the only one that's not specified. We know he does something.
Yeah, because he's always busy.
Yeah, I think there's still something up with, or excuse me, Wendell. I said Wendell's dad.
Wim's dad.
Yeah, Wim's dad. I think there's something up with him. Actually, Kate, you say that. I was going to say something like that. They're mining Bitcoin. That almost kind of makes sense. Like all of these analysts. People.
Yeah,
it's almost a twist, right? Like the people are the one mining the currency for the big hive mind AI rather than the reverse.
Yeah.
So I actually don't think that that's that far off. Maybe. Yeah. We'll see. I'm not sure though. Yeah. So we also have from Schechter. Didn't the teacher in the classroom in the first episode say something about how their exam would help them find their career in the New Republic or something like that? Yes.
No, I thought it was like their
great work.
Yeah,
yes.
the great work.
But that's all tied to it. It's like in your job, maybe you can you were supposed to do a great work.
Yeah.
I think that could be onto something too, Peter. The treasure is a working society and the price is free will. I don't think a working society. I think it's just that it's like, it's a gilded cage, basically. That's the treasure. That's kind of how I would describe it. From Gabby Bob Books, maybe SM's captain destroyed and plundered the other planets and he needed one planet to hide out on, paid off the supervisor to keep quiet. Yeah, that's kind of where I was getting. Yeah. Something like that, right? Where maybe the captain usurped the supervisor.
Yeah. But still, what's special?
I know that's the big question. Yeah. That's the craziness, right? So yeah, a lot of great. I'm loving the theories in the chat. Keep them coming.
Hey, I like that one though. Wim's dad knows something. Definitely. I mean, the camera wouldn't linger on him.
I think so too. Yes. Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying he was just shell shocked. I think
he knows something.
Yeah, maybe he's maybe he's in the inner circle or something like that because of his job.
Yeah.
When he took that test, that's his great work. He has to be a part of whatever the supervisor's doing. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Jod. Because he did take a back seat this episode, but I think that there was just enough to make me sort of scratch my head a little bit.
Yeah.
So he steals from Wim, right? Kind of in character, not really a surprise. Much so.
Yeah.
But it cuts away in that great comedic cut, just shoot me. And then the next time we see him, he's paid them all off. They're all gone.
Yeah.
Did you find that a little odd?
Oh, definitely. It's weird too that he was kind of like doing the same thing for the bad guys too. That he had to go be the scout or whatever. At least that's how I kind of took it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the bad guys weren't even there. I didn't even take him as a scout. He just was arriving.
Just slowly walking up there.
Yeah. So I'm wondering why the show's made a habit now. This is the third time. It cuts away from Jod doing something.
Yeah.
So we don't get to see him and the kids escape from Port Borgo onto the Onyx Cinder. Or onto the dinghy. And then we don't get to see how Jod gets out of his sticky situation with Doc Ock in that one episode, where he's rescuing SM33.
Yeah.
Cuts right to him being on the dinghy again. Yeah. And now he's in another sticky situation. But the next time we see him, he's good, right?
Maybe he's got some sort of wild Jedi power that they're like hiding behind. That like are hiding from us.
Yeah, but there's something to that. And I bet we're going to find out because
I did think too, it was weird. He did not do much in the end fight when
they made a point to cut to him just watching.
Yep.
If you notice that.
Yes. That he didn't do much of anything.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were watching it, you're like, you're a Jedi, do something that like, and it's true. He could have force pushed him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My guess is with the force powers, he can't really do a whole lot.
Yeah.
He just says like, little.
Then move Neel something.
I don't know if he could even move something that big.
You don't know?
I'd maybe turn off a light switch.
He moved the keys.
Yeah, but that's a key.
Yeah. Hey, size matters not.
Well, it might to Jod.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's definitely something to him that we're not. There's a reason why he's being obscured to us.
Yeah.
Because he's being obscured more, like not just his backstory, but we're literally being obscured from his actions.
Yes. Like the way he does things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's definitely more to all this. I love that we've inched closer to the answers. But we've been given so many more questions. I love that about this show.
Yes. And yet again, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait till Tuesday next week.
Yeah. 100%.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
Duel of Kates. Movie's over. Put in Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar. I do not like that movie.
Yeah.
Because all those issues with, Robin Williams, that story?
Yes. And well, you know what else is frustrating too? It feels like the pilot to the animated series.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
I used to love that movie as a kid, but I just watched it not like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
For the first time in a long time. I'm like, meh.
Yeah. The animation really does downturn.
Yeah.
And I think the guy that plays Homer, I don't know what his, he plays Homer Simpson. The guy that plays the genie in the animated series, I think he does the best that he can.
Yeah. He just doesn't have the improv skill.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
when is that? That's like in 2 years, right?
What?
Robin Williams, the vault unlocks. And they can use all of the unused Robin Williams footage.
Like that,
because he filmed like enough for like 5 movies or something like that when he filmed the first Aladdin. So you could technically make another Aladdin with Robin Williams.
Really hope they don't, because that's why they got in trouble the first time with him in Aladdin 1. So
yeah.
Anyway,
should I go put in something else?
Go for it.
Okay.
Put in Treasure Planet. It's sitting over there.
Okay.
And I'll bring us into the next point. Well, we'll stay on Seth. We can watch it. You got to show the class the movie. Don't trip over another cord. Don't do it.
Stop it.
We're going to be in the same situation.
Stop it.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to talk while Seth's putting in the other movie. So I think next episode we're going to either be going to another one of the jewel planets, or show them what we got. They can't see it. There you go. Treasure planet. You see it? There's the clamshell. Anyway. So I think we're either going to one of the other jewel planets, or we are going to be fixing SM33, or maybe both at the same time.
Both at the same time.
Yeah. And I think that we're probably going to be catching up with Brutus and gang for sure. So did you get it? Did you get it, buddy? Say, it should be rewound. Should be good. Hey, there it is.
It lives.
Everybody loves a good VHS. So there we go. There, you see it? There we go. It's scan line, and that's how you know it's authentic.
Yep.
See that?
Look at that. If kids at home want to know, it's because our cameras are at 60 frames per second. And this is not.
Okay.
Camera's refreshing faster than that screen.
Any other final points that you want to make on Skeleton Crew episode 4?
Really quick at my...
Everybody can watch the opening credits there.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we're on the commercials. Yeah. Man, those old Disney VHS commercials, I put in one, and it was that old live action 101 Dalmatians commercial. They're like, bow, wow, yippee. Yeah. You remember that?
Yes.
Dude.
The live action one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just the commercial for it on one of the VHSs.
Mm-hmm.
I
Took
think it's
you back.
awesome. Kate, I'm glad you brought this up. Says a lot about your character that the VHS was already rewound. Very kind. I searched before I even plugged that thing in on the set for a VHS rewinder, and I found one at a really sketchy flea market for $3. And I sat there and I rewound every one of those suckers on that stack. So I appreciate you noticing.
The last thing I wanted to say about the episode. Well, first off, is SM33, is he like K2SO?
What do you mean?
Like, as in like the droid design? He's not.
He does look very similar.
He just looks similar, right? He's not that droid type.
No,
okay,
no.
I just wanted to make sure that I was just okay. And then the other thing I wanted to say is, so I was thinking about other things with Treasure Island, 15 men on a dead man ship.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that comes into play at all with the whole like that everybody's dead on the Onyx Sender?
I just maybe
and then like, but then there's one member of the crew that knows how to get there.
Yeah, I mean that's SM33.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I wonder if there's anything to that. I don't know. Anyway, that's all.
No, I think that's a good call. Another great homage, I think.
Yeah, and granted, the only reason it's because I just watched Muppet Treasure Island. So yeah.
Any other kind of final closers here? Because I think I got everything out I wanted to talk about. The Fallout Vaults was my main takeaway. It's like maybe this is where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Again, great. Tremendous pacing once again. Great character moments. I loved seeing all the kids like Neel and Fern and Wim all got great moments.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this additional mystery of SM33 now that we're getting that. And the title also I thought was a great payoff to the naming convention of these episodes. So they've been quotes. Yes. Can't say I remember anything about No Ad Hatton.
Yep.
He says that in the first episode.
He does.
It's gonna be
just
so
like a
fun.
throwaway line.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun to go back and rewatch the series once we know the whole thing.
I think it's wild too that like there are several mysteries because you didn't even bring up the Jod, the mystery of him too. It's like it's crazy that you've got SM33, you have the planets and their purpose, then you have Jod. Like there is a lot of moving parts all happening with this, and I'm really really curious. So it'll be a good time.
I think we're heading in really fun directions.
Yes.
So we're going to take us on over to the community spotlight for this week with our special announcement. So stay tuned. If you guys have any questions you'd like to ask us, of course, we will pull them. We have some from our prompt on Instagram, but also we will pull some up in the live chat.
Yeah.
So where's the Falcon? Where's it at? Take us away. Say it's probably broken again still, like everything else on here today. No,
it worked. It's working.
Around you.
So guys, as always, every week we put up a prompt on Instagram asking you guys your opinion on the topic of the week. And of course, this week, as it is going to be for the next few weeks, it's all about Skeleton Crew episode 4 to be specific. But we have another aspect of the community spotlight, and that is our artist spotlight. If you'd like to submit something to the artist spotlight, please DM us on Instagram or email us at beyondtheduneshow@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to show it. It can be anything. We had some banger music last week. We had somebody making some clone helmets.
Yes.
We had some art.
Both digitally and physically.
Yes, that was really cool. Mm-hmm. So please send those over. We have a few in our queue, and but we'd love to showcase what you're doing. And this week we have kind of a fun one.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pull it up, and I'm going to let Seth talk about it.
I don't know what all he would want me to say or what he wouldn't want me to say, but I'm just going to say it. Okay, so this is Les from Les Paints Minis. Les and I go way back. He's like one of my original, my OG Star Wars buddies. I've known Les for, since I was at least 20 years. Which is crazy to think about. And so that what you saw, bring it back up. That's a chess set that Les worked on. So those are all Star Wars miniatures that from the game Star Wars Legion, and someone commissioned him to make a chess set for them. And so he 3D printed the bases and everything for them to make, Palpatine the king and Vader the queen and everything. Okay. So, that's really cool. I did not catch that from it, because he just was like, hey, I'm just submitting this. I didn't get a whole lot of backstory. That's so
awesome.
I know that's the story of that set. And he that's just the Imperial half. There's a Rebel half too.
Oh, very cool. Mm-hmm. I love miniature painting. I don't do it myself, but I have a lot of friends who do, and they're very talented at it.
I was going to say Les is very talented at it, and I think that's super cool that he showed off his chess set. He's been working on a Tiamat, which I don't know if you know who that is. This is the big dragon from D&D who's got lots of heads.
Gotcha.
But like the mini's like this big. He's been working on that forever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to pull this up one more time.
Very talented. Yes, check it out. It's pretty cool.
Really cool stuff.
Pretty cool.
So if you have anything like this that you guys do, again, doesn't have to be art, can be anything. Send it over, and we would love to showcase you on the community spotlight.
And if you need any miniatures painted, hit up Les on Instagram.
Oh, does he do that?
That's what he did. Like that was a commission, that chess set.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go.
So I don't know if he needs work right now, but hit him up if you need miniatures painted.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Mm-hmm. This actually might pull back up. Yep, my bad. I forgot to turn it off.
What are you doing?
I know.
Man.
Okay, guys.
Falcon's glitching out left and right.
Special announcement time. Big announcement. Very excited about this. We have a special partnership that we're really excited to talk about. This Sunday, we're going to be doing a Christmas live stream, which we were already going to do, by the way. Which is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be decorating a tree with some of our favorite fandoms and kind of go into some Christmas memories. It's going to be a fun time. So it's going to be at 6:30 EST this Sunday. We'll hope to see you guys there. Spread a little Christmas cheer.
Yeah, but that's not that special.
No.
There's got to be, there's a little bit more to that.
A little extra here.
There's more to that. We wouldn't have just said that like a special announcement.
Yeah. No, we have partnered with our friends over at Wolfgar Props. And you may remember these guys back in when we did our Bad Batch sketches for our finale. Wolfgar generously lended us some really awesome props, including the Babu Frick.
Yes.
The rocket launcher.
Yes.
Blasters. Thermal detonators. Yeah. And so Wolfgar has donated to us several, like about 20 or so props to give away to you guys. So on Sunday, what we're going to do, and I'm going to show it off here. We're going to, and by the way, they have submitted like props to a lot of big shows, a lot of big movies.
Yeah,
they're a big deal. They're pretty big.
I was going to say that they've used them for different shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're a pretty big outfit. We've you might have seen them at some cons. They've been at a lot of cons. But we will be giving away this Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi hilt from Wolfgar Props this Sunday, and then going forward. We will be doing charity streams for the rest of them. So that's going to be kind of our big partnership with them. This is sort of a primer, giving away this Luke Skywalker hilt this Sunday. But going forward, the first one will be at the end of January, but we're going to be doing some charity live streams, raising some money for some good causes and giving away some cool props. There's lightsabers. There's a couple of blasters. There's like a cool wall hanger in there. There's Jyn Erso's tonfas. Yeah. Which is pretty neat.
There's a little something for everybody.
Yeah. So some pretty cool stuff. And there's some different lightsabers and things like that. So that's the plan, guys. again, first one is going to be this Sunday. And all you have to do to enter is during the stream, just put a hashtag in there. We'll tell you what the hashtag is come Sunday. And we're going to pull somebody live on the show on Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. So huge thank you to Wolfgar Props for this very, generous donation. And we're excited to raise some money for some good causes. How about you, Seth?
I'm always excited.
Yeah.
I was born ready.
So again, just to recap, the first one is going to be this Sunday, 6:30 p.m. EST. We're going to be giving away
Luke Skywalker's lightsaber.
Luke Skywalker's lightsaber.
From Return of the Jedi.
From Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And then going forward, we will be doing charity live streams.
Yes.
So this one's not a charity live stream.
We'll ship worldwide.
Yes.
Yes. Because we know
we're very blessed to have viewers from all over the world.
Exactly.
We will be shipping worldwide.
Yes.
I do want to say one other thing about this saber that may not be clear from the video. It's very, very cool. These are not electronic lightsabers. These are, again, they're
it's stuff you'd put on your, like for your cosplay. And
yeah,
stuff
they
like
do.
Yeah.
It's for cosplay, things like that. But they are not electronic lightsabers.
Yeah.
They're very, very well made, very well painted.
Yes.
But just wanted to clear that up because I know a lot of lightsabers right now are the really good, like electronic ones. And these are really awesome.
I was going to say, no, just a prop.
Just props.
Yep.
So, this Sunday, 6 p.m. EST for our Christmas live stream giveaway. And then be on the lookout for an announcement for the end of January for our first charity live stream. And we're going to be doing several of them. We're going to give away about 3 to 5 items a stream. That's the plan. This Sunday's only the one. But going forward and during the charity live streams, going to be giving away 3 to 5 items. So we're going to be doing probably about 3 or 4 streams, something like that.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah. So if you have any questions about this or about Wolfgar Props, please hit us up in the chat or on Instagram or something. We'd love to send you over to them. I did, in the craziness, I apologize, forgot to put their main link in our bio, but I will be doing that for the video as soon as the stream is done. If you want to check them out on Instagram at Wolfgar Props or wolfgarprops.com. And to share with you guys a little bit, because this is pretty cool. We did a little bit of work with them. What?
Nothing. These videos.
Oh, yes. We did a little bit of work with them back at a con we met them at earlier in the year. And so here is a couple of reels that we made for them for their social media.
Our mission is not over yet. Good soldiers, follow orders. Clothes will need our help now more than ever.
The cavalry has arrived!
They call themselves the Bad Batch.
Golly, these props are so cool!
War never changes. The Roman...
Woo!
Purchase me.
I don't think I should.
Go to wolfguardprops.com and order me so we can defeat Spider-Man. Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Not my finest work.
Hey, no, it's awesome. I love that.
Not my finest work.
So that's all their helmets, by the way, that they made. They are, again, incredible at what they do. So
yes.
So yeah, huge thank you once again to Wolfgar Props for sending over these props to give away.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited about it. So moving on to the fan questions. There he is. Okay. Moving on to the questions. I hope I can read them from here, actually. I didn't think about this. From Blore on Mandalore. Is At-Atin responsible for the death of the other planets? The treasure could be a weapon. What do you think?
I don't know. It just all of a sudden, like, what if it's like the Flood in Halo?
Never played that.
You never played Halo?
A little bit of 3, but mostly the multiplayer. I didn't have an Xbox. I wasn't an Xbox guy. Still not an Xbox guy.
But like in the time since, you've just never played Halo.
It's the one system I don't collect for.
How have I played this and you've not done this?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So the whole thing is within the Halo is a bioweapon called the Flood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the general concept of it, but
yeah, but like, what if it's like the Flood?
Could be.
Yeah. Like that's why the planets get wiped out. Or that's why At-Akron looks like that, is that it's not orbital bombardment. What if there's only a few, like a little bit of wildlife left because everything got destroyed?
Could be.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay.
Moving on to the next question from David Furtado 15. I'd lay down my life for Neel. That is all.
Oh.
I think we all would. Would you?
I mean, he...
No. Would you? I'm going to ask you that question again, Seth. Would you lay your life down for Neel?
We really doing this right now?
Would you lay down your life for Neel?
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Next question. Boys Collectibles got Serenity Firefly vibes from this episode. Could these jewels lead to other Star Wars planets?
Is it a...
Oh, did that not what it said?
No, it didn't.
Reavers, sorry. Star Wars Reavers.
Hate to say it, I don't know much about Firefly.
I don't either.
I'm sorry.
I'm not a Joss Whedon fan.
I'm sorry. I am a Joss Whedon fan, but I don't know much about Firefly.
You're a Joss Whedon fan?
Dude, I love Buffy. What, you gotta get your pistol back out?
No, it's away.
Konnor Rebo. You ever watch Buffy?
No. I just don't like Joss Whedon. Sorry.
I get that, like, you can not like the guy. Like, I don't like him as a human being, but I mean, like...
Yeah. Well, I just don't think he's a very good director, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, he only directed, like, 20 episodes of Buffy.
Yeah. Well, did he? He wrote most of it, right?
He helped write it.
Sorry. I don't like Joss Whedon as a writer.
Gotcha.
I think he's the what we would call the MCU-ness, like the quippy and whatnot.
Yeah.
That is the Whedon-esque stuff. He has written some good stuff. Like, I think he wrote Toy Story, if I'm not mistaken.
Helped write Toy Story?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's true.
But
Script wrote a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've not seen Firefly.
Yeah,
I've heard it's good, though. The main reason I don't want to watch it is because there's only one season. Like,
but in a movie.
Yeah, but
you get Serenity.
I know, but
yeah,
still.
I'm like a leaf in the wind.
Wait, this is funny. Inside of you is two wolves. One plays Fallout and the other plays Halo.
That's going to be on a shirt.
Hey, Schecter. No Avatar, no Halo. Get with the times. You know how many franchises I get involved in? All right. There's only so much room in my heart for a good franchise, okay? Because I get really invested with the lore. I know Avatar is good, and I know Halo is great. It's just, they just passed me by. That's
gotcha.
all.
Divided Skywalker said Buffy.
What? Buffy. I've heard it's good. I don't know.
Great.
It's
It's not just good, it's great. Like, I'm talking, like, I'll admit, it's Supernaturals. It should have ended at 5. But if you just watch the 5 seasons...
It's just the clips I've seen from it just remind me of the stuff that I don't like from the MCU. That's all I'm saying. Gotcha. And I get it was novel at the time, but I don't know. Gotcha. I'm also not that into vampires.
I guess we're just learning a lot about you today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Yep. We'll just move on, I guess.
Yeah.
Everybody, man, people are going to start a hashtag about me this week. Hungry Bookworm. I'm interested to see more of SM33's character and how he relates to the supervisor. Also love the character development of both Neel and Fern in this episode.
It's true.
Loved it too.
Yes.
I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Williamson 94. What if there's no treasure, but At-Atten holds a threat to the galaxy? That's why it's hidden. Hey, following Blur on Mandalore's line of thought.
Like Halo.
Like Halo. I did like in the Book of Boba Fett, the Mandalorian episode, that he was basically on Halo.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So there it is. The scales have been balanced.
Oh, no.
There it is.
How the turntables have turned.
I'm in control of what comments get displayed, though. So how about that? You get the one.
Look at that.
Oh, whoops, wrong one.
Yep.
Next one from KatieSaurus.rex. Still overall like the show, but the Clan and Hannah plot needed more time to develop. See, I actually thought personally that it stayed its welcome. It didn't overstay. It didn't understay. Personally.
I think too, when Jod finally has to explain himself, we will go back to what was going on with that too.
Oh, like we're just going to get a series of
kind of
like flashbacks, if you will.
Maybe if that's done well, or he's just going to have to explain like what happened in all of those situations.
Sure.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that. I could see him just owing a bunch of people by the end. Like every time we cut away, it's because he's
promised them
the treasure.
Part of it. Yeah.
I'll pay you off.
Yeah.
Right?
I've got this plus plenty more.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. There we go. From Pro Jason Wingard, RIZZ equals Neel. Pro Jason Wingard's onto something here because we've been saying Neel's got the RIZZ.
Does.
But what Pro Jason Wingard is saying is that no. Neel doesn't have a RIZZ. RIZZ has got Neel.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
you
know
could.
what?
Yeah.
Something there.
What is that? You can catch a lot of flies with honey.
Neel has taken a very important piece from my playbook, and that is you can catch flies with honey, but Neel's catching a lot of honeys being fly.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
He's being real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there it is again.
I purposefully this time.
Gotcha.
We got to see it again.
Okay. All right.
Oh, DCG. Hello.
Hello
What
there.
are the arguments of Crimson Jack to use something that is not the Force? How can that be?
Tiny strings.
Yeah, I don't think that's true, though.
Yeah. No, I think that he can use the Force.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Serg7, should we get a flashback episode about the ship and crew? Captain, possibly the supervisor. Hey, he's kind of on my train of thought there.
Yeah.
I don't know that we need a flashback, but I wouldn't be opposed as long as it doesn't ruin the pace.
What I would like is it'd be kind of cool if like SM33 is like missing eye, like they put it in or whatever, and then he could project like R2 what he's seen.
That's fun.
Yeah, that could be a kind of a neat, neat storytelling device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be down with that.
Yeah.
Final question. Steve Pask 13. We are made to believe that Wim's mother is dead. What if she is the supervisor?
And what, Dad's just hiding that?
Yeah, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Again, it would
Dad's
make sense.
working for the boss.
Yeah.
Like the boss.
It makes sense because Wendell definitely, there's something to him.
Yeah, he knows something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Any final thoughts from the chat here before we close us out on today's episode of Beyond the Dune Sea, before we get ready for the Christmas week? It's going to be fun.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We do have a question here from Albo. Would Ad-Atten show up on one of the star maps from Ahsoka? I did think that was interesting because that was sort of our treasure planet connection in Ahsoka.
Yes.
Was with the star map.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could, for sure. It could be like of hidden planets and things like that.
Although I assume like the star maps we've seen are just like that little corner of the galaxy that no one can find. It's really more like the missing piece that BB-8 had. That's kind of how I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, guys, this has been great.
Thanks
you
for sticking with us.
Thanks so much. Honestly.
Yes.
Well, we do have one more question before we close this out from Baroness. A question unrelated to Star Wars. Opinions on the goodest boy Crypto. Yeah, we got a Superman trailer today or yesterday.
Hey, John Williams was in it.
It was.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, you want to know our thoughts about Superman, huh?
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
give our quick little thoughts on the Superman trailer. Go ahead.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go first.
Okay, so I saw the highest of highs and then I saw the lowest of lows. The things that I really liked. I love that shot where he protects that little girl from the kaiju.
Me
That
too. Me too.
looked
Yeah.
sick. No, it didn't look sick. Guy Gardner.
You didn't like Guy Gardner?
Why they got a dump on my boy? I don't even really like, but why? Like, why in the first foray? Is that my foray? What am I? How do I foray? Foray. There we go. The first foray into this new DC universe. The first Green Lantern we're going to see is Guy Gardner and Nathan Fillion with a bowl cut.
It's supposed to be funny. And he looks cool.
No, he does not.
But I meant in his own way. Like, he's supposed to look goofy like that.
No, that's ridiculous. Like, gosh, everyone just dumps on Green Lantern. I also really didn't like how if that is the Kent's farmhouse, I just was really hoping for like a really traditional looking 2-story farmhouse.
Oh, so you didn't like the house.
Yep.
You didn't like the Green Lantern. What else didn't you like?
That was it. Other than that, I thought it was awesome. Like, Nicholas Hoult looked awesome. Him holding a gun. I liked how LexCorp looked. I like that this is an established universe. It's not an origin story.
Yes, I like that as well.
Yeah. Crypto was cool, I guess. That like I'm curious what hurt Superman bad enough that he's bleeding. He's in the Yamcha position. That's a Dragon Ball reference.
Yes, I know.
If you ever watched that.
I've seen all the memes already. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Sometime we'll have to live stream some Dragon Ball at some point. It's the OG.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay, who's better? Green Lantern or Superman?
What do you mean?
Like, who's your favorite out of the two?
Oh, Green Lantern.
Which one?
I'm a Green Lantern guy.
I know, but which one?
Kyle Rayner. You don't even know who that is, do you?
Yeah, of course I know who it is.
Okay.
He's got the weird costume. I don't like his costume.
Well, but he's Ion. That's why his outfit's different. At the time that he became the Green Lantern, he was the only Green Lantern. That's why it's different. Because Parallax had killed everybody else. And the Guardians gave him the one final ring. Yeah.
We didn't even talk about Crypto. What'd you think about Crypto?
I said Crypto's fine.
He's fine?
Yeah, I don't like, I mean, I'm curious to see. I wanted to know what hurt Superman bad enough that he needs to, and also that, like,
You're dodging the question. What don't you like about Crypto?
There's nothing wrong with Crypto.
But you said he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. I don't know. I mean, what did you like? So Crypto was your favorite part?
I like dogs.
Okay.
Crypto's just fine, huh?
Yeah.
I'm just making things uncomfortable for you.
Exactly. Why are you doing that? Guys.
No, I like Crypto.
Look at this.
I'm actually,
We've gone beyond, and I'm here for it.
I'm actually not sure. They're gonna have to play Crypto well, because I think it can get it to be a bridge too goofy. My overall thoughts on the Superman trailer.
I'll be honest. Like, if you really want to like dig or want me to dig, like, I wasn't super high on Crypto's design because like I've never seen Crypto drawn like that.
You mean a dog?
The species of dog.
The breed?
The breed? Sure. The breed of dog? I guess I've just never seen Crypto look like that.
You see that?
Yeah.
That's the bad take police.
Oh, that's the bad take.
That's the bad take.
Okay.
They're here to get you.
Gotcha.
Not like it was a cute dog.
Just go ahead and shoot me. I didn't say that it wasn't cute. I'm just saying that like wasn't exactly the most comic accurate. That's all.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it took me out for a second.
Look at this.
But yeah.
Look at this. Crypto hater.
Just go ahead and shoot me, I guess.
Yep. Just
my bad.
Seth the Crypto hater.
My bad.
Didn't think that's where we're going today, but man.
Guess so. Gotta find something that you hate. Yeah. What were your thoughts?
Okay, my thoughts on the trailer were I'm nervous about James Gunn being the director here. I love James Gunn. Don't get me wrong. Big fan of Guardians. Like the Guardians movies. Like I like the Scooby-Doo movies. Those are fun.
Well, the first one.
Yeah. Well, he didn't do the second one?
No.
I actually didn't know that. I like that movie. I think that he has a very specific directorial style. And in my mind, that doesn't mesh with Superman. We'll see. I'm so far I'm optimistic given the trailer.
I think that he could very easily go too crazy or too dark. But I think that he knows the source material.
It's more his humor.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
his humor.
I like James Gunn's humor. It's just, it's a very specific.
You got to stay in those rails for Superman. That's the whole thing.
I agree. So I'm like,
but he wanted to do this.
Yeah,
this was his choice. They didn't. So I'm like,
I know I'm optimistic given the trailer. I think that I think what's going to work is James Gunn's wackiness. He's more than willing to bring in the wackiness, which is great. Because,
I mean, there's a kaiju that they're fighting.
Yeah. And there's Crypto. Like nobody but James Gunn would bring Crypto the super dog into a live action movie.
Yeah.
But I
Except
think it's going to take
Pets.
like, that's actually not a bad movie. I think that you have to remain within there's a track. Like
you got to stay on the rails. That's the whole thing. And he can easily get off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think Guardians 3 actually, it went off a little too much.
No, I was going to say that like, there's a reason why I don't need I don't know if I need to go back to that movie because it's real intense. And then even too, I liked a lot of his Suicide Squad movie, but then it got a little too crazy with the Starro stuff.
I agree.
It got super graphic.
The graphicness of it.
Yes.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Great film.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch that again, I don't think.
Yeah.
And that's just my own personal preference and my own taste, but I'm worried about how much of that's going to bleed into Superman is what I'm saying. But right now, as far as the trailer is concerned, optimistic. I actually didn't think it was like too crazy. Like I was surprised they didn't go a little harder for the teaser.
Like super zany to show that like this is different.
No. I'm just it seemed like it was a little light on the content, I guess.
Well, I think too that they were really focusing on his time as Clark Kent too. We saw lots of shots of him as Clark with Lois and
stuff. He does look great as Clark Kent.
Yeah,
I'll say that. So anyway, that's my thoughts. I'm excited about it. I'm leaning more towards optimism than I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm one of the weirdos. Now I'm not a Snyder like diehard, but I do like his movies, I think, a little more than your average DC fan. So I think that that's part of it. Not that I really want bright, colorful, happy Superman. That's what I'm really excited about for this movie.
Yeah. You want that S standing for hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just worried that because of how polarizing the Snyder version is, these movies are going to veer too hard in the other direction.
Yeah.
But we'll see. That's my thought.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you like Nicholas Hoult as Luthor?
I did. Okay. I'm optimistic about it.
Yeah.
Definitely better than Eisenberg.
Yeah. Hot Girl, Mr. Terrific.
Both of them look great. I'm not big on Mr. Terrific. I think because the CW burned me on him.
Yeah.
But Hot Girl looked great.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was the other guy, Metamorpho. I don't know anything about that character.
Yeah, I thought it was Brainiac, I'll be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to look something up about it because I was like, I don't know who this is. But I'm down.
Okay.
Superman's not my favorite superhero, but I do like him. So, I mean, he is the template.
Well, it's what a thing to start off your your cinematic universe. Even though I guess like Creature Commandos technically.
Yeah, that's already
starting
been out.
it.
And there's some weird like isn't Peacemaker not? You know, he's been
part of Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Is, but yes. So
there you go.
There you go. There's our thoughts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to close this out. This has been a really fun episode. Once again, a huge shout out to you guys in the chat. All 26 of you guys right now. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. Sorry.
We had such a late start.
Yes.
And we really appreciate you sticking out with us. Another reminder, this Sunday, 6 p.m. EST.
Is it 6 or 6:30?
Did I say? Oh, I'm sorry. 6:30. See, this is what happens when we start late.
Yeah.
6:30 p.m. EST. I'm going to put it right here in the chat just so everybody can see it.
It's in ink.
And everybody's my switcher is going to be going crazy.
Oh,
6:30 p.m.
and stuff.
EST this Sunday.
Sunday.
So this Sunday, 6:30 p.m. EST, we're going to be giving away this Luke Skywalker lightsaber hilt from Wolfgar Props. And it's going to be all Christmas themed. Going to be decorating a Christmas tree with our fandoms.
Yeah. Just talking about kind of another one of those, like why we are the way we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with a little Christmas spin on it. So we'll see you guys on Sunday. Otherwise, have a great Christmas and holiday season this next week. We will not have any reaction videos next week because it's going to be on Christmas Eve. You know, we got stuff to do. We got milk and cookies to set out. Okay. So
respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll probably, as of right now, our show next week will be on Sunday. Our regular show will be on
following Sunday.
Yes, the following Sunday after Christmas will be when we cover Skeleton Crew episode 5. Again, no, things are a little wonky here with the holidays, but hey, I think that's to be expected.
It is what it is.
And then we'll be back to the normal schedule after that. So
what about, because that'll be New Year's Eve, won't it?
It's New Year's. I'm not as hot on New Year's. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well, just for them, we'll figure it out.
We'll keep you posted is what we're saying. So appreciate you being with us. Everybody have a great Christmas and New Year's. We'll see you on Sunday, 6:30 p.m. EST here on the Same Dune channel. It's going to be a little later than the Same Dune time, but Seth?
Oh, you better believe it's going to be Dune in time.
We will see you on Sunday.